G'day, welcome. The Mailbag Preview Show brought to you by puntingforb.com.au. It's a database I use. You should too. It's a phenomenal day on Saturday in Melbourne, and we're going to focus heavily on it. It's the Heath. It's Caulfield. It's Caulfield Guineas Day. I reckon it's top 3 days of the year. It's a stacked card with a very weak might and power. There's racing in Sydney. I don't know. There's no footy left. Is Bathurst on? Bathurst?
Quite possibly. Quite possibly.
It's normally on about now.
It is. Usually last week.
I hope it is. We need something on Sunday. That's, of course, if you're not going to Seymour to pick up a few checks. This week's edition, we've got Roberto's Scuzz Dog, the Horse Whisperer, with plenty of interesting horses coming to Caulfield from Sydney. Very valuable insight. Make sure you're listening. Get your pens out. And Jono Rayner, the racing manager, Mailbag Bloodstock. If you want to get involved, as throughout this show you'll see, little bits of ads towards horses like Vale Mountain, $17,000, Fall of Hammer, cheap as they get. We'll run in Wednesday and Saturday races. Very happy with him. Umgawa, a little bit left, just come in, looking outstanding. Already glowing. I don't know if he's glowing a bit too early. We'll find out. Elsie May, a little bit left there, but that's Wednesday, Saturday horses, deluxe, all under that sort of 50k price range. Plenty of options. Jono, Jono, at themailbag.com.au. John, how are you? How are the Yankees going, bro?
Yep, game live at the moment. Got the iPad here set up so I can just have a little look down. We're 2-1 down in a must-win game with, I think, about 2.5 innings to go. So, yeah, it was a good game yesterday. We clawed back. We're 6-1 down, must-win game. Came back to win 9-6 with a big Aaron Judge homer.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
He's a big Judge man, guys.
Yeah.
Rob, how are you? What's the weather like in Sydney? It's outstanding down here in Melbourne, the world's most livable.
Pretty good. It's a bit overcast today, but it's been really steady here for weeks, and it looks to continue to be. I think we're in the high 20s on Saturday, but can't complain, mate. Got in the water this morning at the beautiful Maroubra. A bit colder than I was expecting. A bit of a current through.
Yeah, well, I haven't been for a swim yet, but I'll think about it shortly. But there might be a water shortage out there in the sort of Sale area, if anything. If the track like yesterday was anything to go by, I mean, as bad as I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, we head to Caulfield, where the rail is in the true. We're going to kick off in race 6, guys. It's the Might and Power Group 1, 2,000 metres at weight for age. A very small field, and there's 1.5 horses here that are going to have a big day. But there's 2 horses here that are really relevant to the remainder of the spring, and there's 1 horse that's had 3 brutal runs and gone good in every one of them. There's speed, I think, with Globe. That's how he runs his best races. Treasurethe Moment comes off a second to Pride of Jenny in not a brutally run race, but an honestly run race. Then you got Buckaroo, he's a shocker, and Light Infantryman. I think they tail off, and literally tail off as they enter the straight. I think it's a race in 3. You're working around Buckaroo, Globe, Treasurethe Moment. You got Buckaroo that headed and then got done by Sir Delius that come out and won the Turnbull last week. So that form's proper. This horse loves Caulfield. It keeps a beautiful record together, where it's so good, Rob, but it's almost becoming a bit of a non-winner. There's certainly, if you wanted to come and tell me that this horse is a nonny, it is a little bit hard to argue with that. What would you say?
I think it's a horse racing at its peak of its powers, and you can't knock it. The other thing that's obviously very good, Sir Delius, but yeah, he's been a grade weight for age horse for years, and you call him a non-winner. I think that's not right. It's like calling Fangirl a non-winner, It's about as good as we got.
Yeah, he's a fascinating horse. Yet to win beyond 1,800 metres.
That's surprising, considering he went so close in a Caulfield Cup. I'm not sure how fast they went that day, but they usually go pretty fast. So, and I'm sure he carried an honest weight in that race.
Yeah, he did. And that's just an interesting stat I thought I'd throw out there. This race is like really tricky. It's like the 3rd of the spring. We saw the Mackay Diva and the, what's it called? That race at Moonee Valley where Pride of Jenny won, where we're not sure what sort of speed we're going to get. A really tricky race to map. Globe is going to be ridden by Blake Shin, who rode him last start at Sandown on the hillside. There was a cheeky little slowdown from the 12 to the 8, which I think cost the horse the race. It was a brutal tempo all the same. It was the third brutal tempo this horse had seen this prep. He now steps up from 18 to 2,000 metres. There is no way that this horse goes as fast as it's been going, which you'd think sets it up to be stronger late. But does that take away its best asset? I lean to that it will, and Treasurethe Moment and Buckaroo, one of them will tag the other one, and they'll look like the winners, and I think they will Quinella it. I think the market for this race, as you can see here, is just about spot on. I think if there's any fat, it is Globe, but I'd much prefer to take sort of $15 about Globe in a bigger field with more pressure and some more chaos potentially for the Buckaroos and the Treasurethe Moments of the race. I think that they're all going to get they're all going to get their turn. They're going to get their clear air, and I think it sort of makes the race unbettable. But you want to see, particularly Treasurethe Moment, if not win, bounce right back to what she was and where she was headed to off her first up run at Caulfield.
I thought Globe brought clearly inferior form to the other two. Like, obviously that is sort of represented in the market. But I thought Buckaroo I thought they should be closer together. Buckaroo and Treasurethe Moment.
Yeah. It's sort of that race though. I can't knock what you're saying, but you could if you needed to. So they met first up. They got this almost the same weight. Treasurethe Moment started $5 for 61. So if you want to argue why Treasurethe Moment's shorter, that's where you're going to go. If you want to argue why Buckaroo should be closer to her, you're going to say that she failed in a way last start, and he, almost beat Sir Dalius, that's really good form now. So
the other concern with that race, that Underwood that Sir Dalius won, yes, he was half a length off that horse, but everything else behind it has failed badly.
And the tempo and the rating out of that race, and then the Turnbulls is plain sort of versus year on year. And then with Treasurethe Moment, the thing that's in her favour was she was coming off a slight setback going into that Moonee Valley run.
Yeah.
So with a more steady sort of workload and preparation, D-lane back on, the inside draw, genuine speed, I don't think it's going to be suicidal. I think she's the one. But there's absolutely zero juice in it.
What about juice in Globe looking the winner for those in-play punters? Could he trade sub $2, sub evens? Blake's swinging, Blake bowling along as he does, looking so sweet, 3 lengths in front.
Yeah, there's a world where that happens. The 2,000 metres off the... I don't know. I have no idea what will happen here. And if one of the other two wins, then good luck for the rest of the day, punters. That's all I'll say.
And I think Line Infantryman is double nom, so do we know he's here? Because he's nommed in Sydney as well.
Well, unless it's a 4-horse field in Sydney, this is worth $1 million. So if they run 5th, last, you get $25,000.
Where's Keatsy?
That's it.
Get him out there.
Get him out of the paddock.
You're not going to believe this, Jeff. It's a $2 million race in Sydney.
How many's in the race?
There is a big field, 15, I think, but
Hill Stakes.
$2 million Group 2 Hill Stakes.
Yeah, well, hey, full credit to PVL. He's destroyed the Might and Power this year.
Yep. If he ran fifth of 5 in Melbourne, he'd get, whatever you said, 25. He gets 42 if he runs 5th of 15 in the Hill Stakes.
Well, there'll be more people betting on the Might and Power than the Hill Stakes.
Oh, do you reckon?
Yes.
That's a big call.
We'll look at Betfair figures. That's where all money flows in the end.
Do they release them?
Well, yes, up they go. They're there all the time. But PVL, I'm not sure but you can see it at the end.
Oh, my God.
The match.
It's a bad race for $2 million.
Aussie Stays. We've got very good sprinters, Might be able to beat Car Ying Rising.
Is this the race that Attrition won last year?
I think it is.
Yeah, I reckon we backed him. Let's go to race 7 at Caulfield. It's Toorak, Handicap. Famous race. It's only worth $1 million. Again, if you run 5th here, you're going to pick up 25. There's an 11-horse field, and there is a muddly yet genuine tempo here. Transatlantic from 9 has to roll forward. Evaporate's got good speed and gets the sort of barrier switch on Transatlantic. They're the two best credentialed horses, I think, at this level. Sapels goes from a wide draw, low weight Sir Rupert Clarke domination, big fat number, to an inside-ish draw and a beautiful, gorgeous, soft map. Athanatos gets a lovely run. Lazura, J-Mac. J-Mac doesn't love the Hill Stakes and 2 mil. He's here.
You probably got.
That's how important the Caulfield Guineas is. Stallion making. He's here riding Lazura. Desert Lightning from 7, I think, rolls across with Evaporate. Feroce is the tricky horse to map. I don't know if they go forward or if they go back. I think what you'll find is throughout the day that if there is a pattern and it starts to develop, they'll react and ride to it. Damask Rose, Like a Lucy, and Willie Do It out the back. Pinstrop sort of just worse in midfield. He's got a little bit of tactical versatility now. Old Pinstriped, and he now, guys, gets out to a suitable trip. He was slaughtered, then ridden really well and improved in the Sir Rupert Clark. He's here now out to a suitable trip. He's a very interesting horse. Which horse should we start with, boys?
Well, I can come in with a Kiwi flair at some stage, but whether you want to kick us off.
Talk to me about Damask Rose. It gets a really nice setup in this race.
Yeah, well, Damask Rose won the Kiwi, which Evaporate went over for, beating Evaporate by 1.5 lengths. Evaporate did start $2.40 versus Damask Rose $5.20. But Damask Rose was very, very good. Obviously, drawn horribly last start. Draws well here. Can settle, you'd think, a fair bit closer. The other interesting ones, Like a Lucy, I thought the first start run from Like a Lucy was enormous. From the back. Step up to a mile suits. I thought Damask Rose's price was very enticing. And I thought Like a Lucy probably could have been paying a bit more than $9, but I do like that. Its first up run I thought was enormous.
I thought that it's a great race. I wouldn't be surprised if any horse won this race that's running. I would go, oh, that makes sense. Like, I'm talking Pinstripe, who I've got rated the longest chance in this race. I love that horse. He's got ability, but he did start $81 versus $350 Sapel's last start. So I have a hard time jamming him too much shorter than that. He does get a 3 kilo swing. Desert Lightning's going to just get to a price that makes him a really tricky decision if you bet the win and you stake a few horses in this race. It's just going good. It's $15 last start versus Sedalius, and it's a bigger price here. Confusing. Evaporate is proper. It was enormous, not suited, Sandown last start. Wide, no cover, brave, good, suited to this distance. Softer run here. You can't knock it. I don't think there's a heap of juice in the price. Feroce is flying and finally meets Sapel's better at the weights. It beat it in the Australian Guineas. It's had to give it weight every time this prep and also give it massive tactical advantage. He's flying. Sapel's you cannot knock, but I think the price is short. Atlantic is probably the first bet you have to have in the race if you want to bet into this race. Proper form. Zara sticks. $9 last prep versus War Machine. So it's got like spring in its legs. It's got a bit of dash about it. And the run it had last start at Sandown says it's going to eat up 600 metres. Lazura is the horse I hate at the price. Completely and utterly blessed in run last start from a peach from J-Mac. We'll get it again here, but it's going from mares only, much easier, to a proper race. It's a ridiculous price and should be double figures. I think it will start double figures. The 4 down the bottom all interest me, and if I started betting into this race, I'll get them all on my team to differing degrees. Willie Do It wasn't suited, was pretty good, and it's had a tick over. Like, the faster they go, the stronger this horse will be late. This horse is the one they've missed in the market, I think, with Athanatos. They're the big prices in this race. The map's not sexy, but the price is massive. I think he's a big price and a big chance. Like a Lucy, like Jono said, this horse started $4.20 last prep versus Treasurethe Moment. That's pretty good form. Pretty bloody good form. Unsuitable, not suited, Savage a line, John McNeil off, D-Lane on. It's coming home hard with Willie Do It. It's all about how this track's racing. You don't want to get involved yet. You need to wait and see how the track's racing. Damask Rose, I completely agree with John, but I just think that $11 is right about right. Like, it could be $21 and it might be when it jumps. And then Athanatos, like, have a look what price it started last time versus Transatlantic and Feroce. It's ridiculous. It's massive overs, this horse. Massive overs. It's the one that'll get the good run. It's the one that gets Willow, Stackhouse off, Willow on. It's getting it started $7.50 and ran third to Evaporate $3.70. Who beat it? It gets a kilo off Evaporate. Why the hell is it almost $20?
Like you said, mate, sounds like almost every horse could easily win this race. So,
what do you think of Lazura, Rob, before we move on?
I think she's impressed me. We had a good result with her in Count Your Blessing first up in some good race at Randwick. Then she went to Melbourne, looked pretty brave, holding on. But yeah, she's a feminine mare. So yeah, she'll probably have a work cut out, and with the J Mac factor, that's another reason why she's 650. J Mac, you won't find too many horses that he's riding starting double figures.
Yeah, I just think that it's sort of coming out of Group 3 and then a Group 2 mares race into this. It seems ridiculous.
I definitely agree with you, Willie Do It as well. Willie Do It and Like a Lucy dominated ours. So Willie Do It was like the dominant boy through the 3-year-olds. And Like a Lucy was the dominant girl, and he won the Derby and she won the Oaks. So they were both short favourites all the way sort of through their campaigns. So they're very similar. Willie Do It was meant to run last week. I didn't see that it actually got scratched, I think, due to an injury to the eye, but it was meant to run in Sydney.
Yeah, well, it's got like a not suited badly $26 SP versus Pericles. The Little Pappers, the AFL's most powerful small forwards, review notes, very, very, very positive and exciting if you read them. And then you look a little bit deeper, and it's like, this horse started $5 versus Aliana in the Derby. So it's staying all day. It was first up over 1400. It's had a little cheeky tick over. I just think you got to start with the horses that the market hates. That they're saying, here you go, have a crack. All right, I think top 3 race each and every year. Rob will have a few stories as we roll through this race. It's race 8. It's the Caulfield Guineas. It's a mile to Group 1 for the 3-year-olds. It makes stallions. And it makes memories, Rob. Ole Kerr, God bless it, and the anti-vaxxer, Willie Pike, who just, I think it was in the middle of COVID maybe, but he really got us going. Was it COVID that long ago?
3 years ago, I reckon. So was
Animo, like some of my favourite horses win this race.
And you've had some nightmares too with Kementari. Remember that was going to be a huge result for you.
Mickey Walker up the guts, up the fence. Yeah, Mighty Boss didn't win another race.
Rest in peace, isn't it? I think it died not that long after, didn't it?
Nah,
was that the
bloody came back.
The blonde,
it came back.
The blonde thing.
Yeah. They kept, and every time this year when I'm getting real excited for Caulfield Guineas Day, back before the digital age, you'd go and buy the best bets, and you'd have to cop Mighty Boss on the front of it just to trigger you some more. It's a really, really good race, guys, and it's a really relevant race moving forward. Horses out of this, like Animo, went on and I think won the Cox Plate. Obviously, the stewards didn't, and they gave it to the importers, exporters, and Johnny Allen with a 30-minute. That was in COVID. Ross Brody, shout out to you. We were in the shed here together. That was fucking torture.
It was
very expensive. Pain.
Yeah.
Horses like Hatotsu ran okay races in a Caulfield Guineas and then went on to dominate. It's a really, really good race. Yep. Each and every year, and it's the sort of coming together of the good Sydney horses with the good form and the really good Victorians, and sometimes they throw in others, but it's basically a Sydney and a Victorian edition this year, and some of the speed maps here are like crucial. Observer, Romantic, Encounter, I think go forward. Vega for luck will sit in the first bunch, but won't be ridiculous, I think, from the good barrier. Same story, Planet Red. Space Rider, West of Swindon and Vin Rock are drawn wide, have the speed to roll. What do? West of Swindon was completely blessed, Moonee Valley. Vin Rock was slow away, winkers off. Just an absolute car crash. Hard to watch. Regal Award and Centu Cavadi get really good runs from 6 and 8. And the map changes and the race changes, and the staking plan I'm going to show you guys changes if these horses don't run. They're both emergencies. It's a race where you're unlikely to get to scratch because it's such a big, important race. If they scratch, horses like Woderton get away with a little bit more. He's drawn 10. I don't know how they're going to ride him. Nepotism 12. Don't know what Blake Shin's going to do. Is he going to listen to Wayne? Is Wayne going to listen to John? Don't know. But who knows what they're going to do. High Vol, Stay Cosmic, Hillier out the back, Revelero somewhere thereabouts. Now the interesting horses, D Lane gets on Autumn Boy, and Navy Pilot gets J Carr back, both back and buried midfield or worse? Or do they rev and try and hold a spot? And if they rev and try and hold a spot, all of a sudden it's a massive tempo and it's another cracking edition of the Caulfield Guineas. Talk to me, Rob, about Woderton. He dominates the market here along with Autumn Boy.
Average plus type, couldn't parade any better. He missed the numbers in the Golden Rose. I'm happy to risk him, a bit like how you're feeling about Lazura. I think it should be $8. I'm so keen to hear about what Pistol says about nepotism. He's a decent type for sure. Champion colt, 2-year-old. Not that I think there's much, 2-year-old form is long old news, but he's been parading it with a bad attitude. And if the boys can turn that around, they can talk to John. Maybe John needs to talk to nepotism. Yeah, something.
Take your headphones out, Wayne. Try and talk to you.
So I don't know where he's at. He might need to be retired or gelded because he's just doing colting things sometimes. Western Swindon couldn't win a maiden at Kembla first up, and here he is. He's always been a nice looking. He's the other Wooden Basset, RIP. So all of a sudden he goes from $400,000 horse or to a $200,000 horse a month ago, and if he wins this, he's worth $30 million. That's the game. But yeah, that's probably why J-Mac's down, because he's got a contract with Coolmore, so it'll be a big sling in it. You didn't mention Vinrock. If we're betting on type, I hear this is the one you want to be on, Pistol Pete.
He loves him.
Yeah, and you're getting a big price. You're getting a big race jockey in Mark Zara, King Kong. What does he do from 14?
Righto, Revelino cast, awful SPs. Same story with your horse you mentioned at the start there. Nepotism. The SPs are gross, this prep. Horrendous. Revelino's going to be back and be buried or revved out of its mind. Blake Shin's great, but the horse is going no good and it's got an awful barrier. Like, how is it $16 nepotism? I think it should be $61. Woderton, I hate. There is no juice in its sectionals at all. If it wins, it's just, how does he do it? Uncle Chris Rowley, genius. It was a moderate to genuine tempo in the Golden Rose, and he was playing through the line versus the clock. He doesn't do anything that says, I want to get to 600 metres, and he's not going to get an easy run from 10. He might get in, he might be one off and get cover, sweet. He might get 3 wide line with cover, sweet. He's not going to get the little, sort of, I don't know, Autumn Boy run up the guts. He might be like Coffin or third pair of the fence asleep, and if the gaps come, he's saved all the ground and saved all that energy run. He's going to have to earn it, and I don't think he's good enough. And Rob's yard stuff just confirms it. I think he's an $8 chance here, and I will be laying him win and place, provided he stays nice and short. He's $3.80 best around right now. Autumn Boy, I find really hard to price. I could make him shorter than the market, but I think the Barrier 1 setup is actually a little bit of a curse. Like, it's high pressure race. He's going to be buried. A lot of things have to go right, and if you're taking sort of $5 or $4.80, I think you don't want that in your life. The other horses in the market that I don't think is relevant to this race is Navy Pilot. Jamie Carr's battling. She's riding horrifically versus her historical performance. Now, what will happen is that will turn and she will get red hot. But this Navy Pilot ride, when she's airborne, is not her go. Midfield, worse than midfield, up in grade massively, the C grade, B grade form for sure. And then you're going to be, it just doesn't suit her. I think it should be sort of double the price it is. Obviously, John and I are cheering for it at the same time. Jono can get to that later. There's 5 horses that I really like here. 2 of them I don't think will actually get to run. Sentu Kavadi, the 17, was as good or better than Navy Pilot. Started about the same price, about double the price, and now I'm getting 3 times, 5 times the price. Ridiculous. And it's got a better map. Mick D, this horse can fly. This horse has the actual scope. There's horses here we know really well. This horse we don't. What we're seeing we really like. Regal Award was absolutely slaughtered last start. Horrific ride. 9 off on, lovely barrier. If either of those 2 get a run, big bets. Observer brings rare, different sort of line here. I like it. I think the price is generous. I think the price is good. The map's sweet. Suits Ethan Brown. Won't panic. Kieran Marr ticks a box. Happy to bet. Planet Red, I don't like that much, but off its SPs and its map, the map it's going to get, you have to have something on it if you start betting. It started favourite versus a bunch of these last start and was a bit plain, sure, but if you give it one at $18 or $21, you're probably going to see bigger come the jump. The two that I really like for differing reasons and for differing amounts. High Vol, the map's so fucking scary, but the run last start was so good. Nick Ryan, astute. I like this setup a lot. I reckon you'll see $51 when they jump, and you need to have a bet. But one of the biggest bets of the year, like, this is ridiculous. Bet until it hurts, responsibly. Gamble responsibly. 1-800-858-858 or visit the website. But if your cheeks don't pucker a little bit when the gates open, your heart doesn't skip a beat for the amount that you might win if Vinrock can win, I don't think you're trying. Vinrock should be $4 here. Mark Zara, barrier 14. He's going to come into barrier 12. It's ridiculous. The price is ridiculous. This is a huge, huge bet. Vinrock. Car crash, not suited last start. Dominant SP over like all the key rivals. Loves Caulfield. Winkers go back on. Mark Zara sticks. Vinrock is a massive, massive price. If you're an each-way punter, the easiest each-way bet you'll get all year. And if you're a win punter, all in. I love Vinrock. Jono?
Yeah, I think we were talking with Farjack before the start stakes there and getting close to calling in the M word, but obviously things didn't go to plan there. He's pretty short, $1.65. You touched on Navy Pilot. God bless it. Hope it wins. Would love to own the half-brother to a Group 1 winning colt.
They might be headed to Cranbourne for a little jump out soon.
That would be great. We might retire it before it hits the track.
Yeah, get in touch, Mr. Zhang or anyone else that's interested. Jono at themailbag.com.au.
Other than that, not too much more to add. I like your confidence around Vinrock. I don't like Autumn Boy. I liked it in the Queensland races, but you'd look at that form, it's pretty average. So I don't, and it's done like it was okay first up at Rose Hill and then failed there in the Golden Rose. Pretty happy to completely pen it myself.
Yeah, I do think the other thing too is Autumn Boy and Woderton would be double the price if they were trained by like anyone else, just about.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and I agree, nepotism looks gone to me on form.
Well, I think it started $61 last start versus Woderton, or like something massive.
It's also beaten 10 lengths as well.
Yeah, like there's nothing to like about it. It's not like it started $6 and got beaten 10 lengths.
Rob, you're on mute there. You were trying to say something.
Sorry, I like what you said about the first emergency. I'm just looking at this first emergency because I've been saying that there's not much difference between a City Maiden and a Group 1 horse in the 3-year-olds at the moment. And he's by a stallion that, Jono, you might know a bit more about, Gaith, but I'm pretty sure that's a classic 2,000 metre proper, we're talking arc style form. And usually they're slugs when they come over here, but every now and then, if this doesn't win this, it's probably going to go on to the Derby, something like that. And yeah, I'd be keen to have something with the map he's likely to get. He makes a lot of sense just on what you said.
He was also
Jack.
right out the back in that run against Navy Pilot, and
unwinnable spot. Yeah. Unwinnable and progressive and scopy, just on that path. And so to clarify sort of what I'm saying to you guys, here's a staking plan for how I'd stake this race. So you look at the price slide, which you should have done, and you can see I highlighted the horses orange for this one, the ones that have got like I'm under the market and can be bet. This is how I'd stake it. I'd have 125 Vinrock at the 850 they're giving you right now, a gift. I'd happily double this too if I got the price movements wrong. But hypothetically, you can have 100 at 850 to win just over 1,000. You have 25 at High Vol, Planet Red, Observer, Centu, Cavati, and Regal Award, all to win differing amounts versus the prices they are. If the Centu, Cavati, or Regal Award don't get the run, I just drop that 50 that I get back for the scratching and put it all on Vinrock. So I'm spending 250, to sort of not double my money Planet Red, but, sort of get a good result out of the others and a massive result out of Vinrock.
The only thing to note, those two emergencies, they do carry considerably more weight than Navy Pilot. 3 kilos more for Sintu and 5 kilos more for Regal Award on that last start run. And Navy Pilot was best through the line. Yeah, fastest last 100 versus them. So, and it's going to get much.
And again, but if we don't put the slide back up, but like I have Navy Pilot a shorter price than Sentu Cavati to win this race, right?
Yeah.
But they're giving me $7, whereas they're giving me $34.
Yeah,
so,
agreed.
I think the most likely winner of this race is Vinrock, considerably. And I pray to God that I'm right, because I love winning this race, and I cannot believe $8.50. I expected to see $5 if I was lucky.
We've been talking about prices like, you know, on the Monday review with Pistol, what price for Vinrock, and it's always been like $5. But I guess the barrier draw. Look, he might not get he might be unlucky, but it does seem a very easy bet to have. You know, I agree. I think Woderton is not that good. Autumn Boy, I was disappointed in its Golden Rose run. I thought it went well first up in the run to the Rose. Again, it's probably a decent type, better than
I think too, Robbie, from a punting, like betting the race point of view, like if Vinrock was $4 and Woderton was $8, it's quite tricky, because Woderton's going to get a nice run from he's going to come into barrier probably 8. He's got J-Mac, he's got the Waller polish. You can start growing yourself up at $8. But at $4, it's just like, God bless him.
We could talk about this race for a long time. But,
and I'm sure we will, moving forward, as Vinrock becomes a great stallion. The Schillaci. Fucked it.
Schillaci.
The Schillaci Stakes is race 9 at Caulfield. 7 years into this, I'd say, and I still can't do it. Might not be that long, but it's been a long time. The Schillaci Stakes is race 9 at Caulfield. It's a 1100 metre Group 2 weight for age. It's a Group 2, but it's a pretty hot field. We've got Giga Kick, Golden Boom, Q-Man, Nadal, Tropicas, Benedetta, Arabian Summer, Niance, and the Blue Diamond winner, Devil Knight. Speed in this race, boys, is, I think, genuine enough without being stupid. I think Golden Boom will go forward. I think Tropicus from 8 has to roll forward. They'd ride it with a bit more of a cuddle from an inside draw. I think the wide draw probably helps them ride it properly. Q-Man wants to go forward. Don't know if it will. 2 horses that get the beautiful runs here is Niance and Devil Knight. Arabian Summer gets a nice run. Benedetta, Gear Kick out the back somewhere, I think. And Nadal, if they run. This horse has been in and out the last 2 or 3 weeks. If he scratches, it helps Sir Sway slightly, but Sir Sway's got a very big ask ahead of it. Giga Kick, the trial report's plain. The SPs are so good. The form's delicious. He's a champion. He's now a 6-year-old. I don't know. Clayton Douglas strikes at 11%. The combo's none from 6. There's not a lot to like about it at the price, I thought. I couldn't get it near it, and I'm happy to take it on. Golden Boom scares the shit out of me. Blake Shin goes on. This horse has been slaughtered a few times in Melbourne. It's got nice form, moderate SPs. Nadal, I don't know. I just sort of make it just a bit bigger than the market, expect him to scratch. Sir Sway was a complete pest last start after being very much not suited the previous. Tropicus was enormous. It beat Arkansas Kid, really aggressive ride. Little tick over since. D-Lane replaces Zara. Don't know if Zara got off to keep his commitment to Gig Kick and, keep the great man happy or not, I don't know. But Tropicus seems a big price. Benedetta seems disgraceful unders. Arabian Summer is hard to price, always gets a good run. But the 2 down the bottom, like Niance was 5-6 wide, not suited, slaughtered, but not his fault really. They backed the shit out of this horse in that good race at Moonee Valley when it was never going to get a good run. They couldn't get enough on. I couldn't believe it. You had to sort of just have another quick look at your map and make sure you weren't missing something. Why are they doing this? And they just wanted to keep plunging in and just backing in. And can I get some more on Niance? That was in the Moya, which was over 1,000 metres. She was the 6th best last 400 metres of the night. She was enormous. She basically ran 1,100 metres. She was that wide. She is incredibly well placed. She goes from barrier 12 to barrier 1. I'd much prefer 4 than 1. but I think John, we have to sort of take it. It's had a little tick over, like a cheeky little tick over in between. Same heat as Tropicus, just a tick over. Don't read too much into it other than she's had it. I am launching into her. Absolutely launching into her. It's going to be scary because he's passive, Jordan Childs. We pray for Coffin. 3 back the fence. I'm just going to be cursing everything I see in this beautiful shed. So we pray to God that he just coffins. And the horse that can jam him, I reckon, is Devil Knight, who gets blinkers and Willow first time. Started $5 in the Poseidon. That's pretty good form. That's actually very good form. That's actually the form that McGaw came through, and they ran a big number there on Saturday. That is good form. The SP in it, the track and trip form, blinkers on. This is kitchen sink stuff from Uncle Wayne, and I think we need to pay some respect to that at the price. They're giving you $20, Rob. I think you need to have something on. So basically, steaming into Neance, having something Devil Knight, and not losing on Tropicus.
I can tell you that I had Devil Knight out on top first up in Sydney, and then Pistol at Flemington had him on top. So probably the best type of 3-year-old sprinter to look at. Won a Blue Diamond, which is usually a bit of a curse. Golden Slipper can be a curse as well, but the Blue Diamond, whether he just, if they can pinch this, he's off to the barn, and he might actually make a stallion, even though he's, not.
Oh, he's a colt by Extreme Choice. He's already going to be a stallion. There's a Group 1 winning 2-year-old colt by Extreme Choice. He's 100% going to. He will be living at Yulong for the next 20 years. He beat Tentris in that Blue Diamond. Tentris is probably the horse to win the Coolmore. The form's perfect. What you're saying is perfect. He carries 53 kilos here. 53.
But the 3-year-olds might be no.
Full credit to John. I think John's done this. It's phenomenal placement. A bit flary, outside the box stuff. And all of a sudden, like Neance has got to give this horse 3.5 kilos.
Yeah. Look, I agree. I think he's got to be a bet in this race. And yeah, I've heard what you said about Neance. What about a Neance Vinrock win place all up responsibly?
Gamble responsibly. 1-800-858-858. But it would be. I don't know if we get in trouble for just being honest. I think it would be responsible to have that bet within your limits. I just do. I don't know. $8.50 and $5.
Neance was nothing short of amazing there in the mire.
And she loves Caulfield.
She was the third fastest last 200 and 100 of that of that race, rather, after doing covering. What are those?
More ground than the early settlers.
Thank you. The other one I thought, the SPs the SP last start's a bit tricky. Is Golden Boom, with Blake going on, But the SP prior versus Veracil is not bad. $6 versus Veracil, and then it went to 31 versus it, not being beaten fast. So I'm kind of ignoring that 31 a little bit, but 9 is on the shorter side. $9.
The other thing to take into account with that SP, which is why your punting form, guys, is just an outstanding tool. He's drawn 15 with Ryan Maloney in that race, right? So the market's going, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's why it's so impressive what they did to Neance. The wrap they have on this horse, the big thickies, is massive. But I completely agree that Golden Boom is the horse that will jam us if something jams us here.
What was what were the lanes? Do you have it noted there at that Valley, in the Moya, that Valley meeting? Was there a preference? Because obviously Neance and Golden Boom both came pretty wide and both ran pretty well there.
Lanes 3 to 4 were best.
For Neance.
Lane 1, you barely saw lane 1 in the straight. You barely saw lane 2. So 3 and 4 were the best.
So Golden Boom was probably in that sweet spot. But was exposed, to be fair. So.
What a day, boys.
Well, there's still another 6 or 7 races we haven't even touched. It's a phenomenal day's racing. Pistol Pete on course, Manning Yard Mail, the mailbag.com.au. Get there, get involved. He'll hold your hand, he'll guide you through it. We've got $2 million races with suspect horses in Sydney. So what that means is there's sneaky people, smart people, who will set these horses to go really good for the massive prize money because they're smart. How do you find out? Because it's not in the form guide. Rob Scurry, Eyes on Ponies in the Manning Yard. He'll send what they said to him, the horses. He'll send it to your phone for you to make educated betting decisions. What else is going on?
Oh, mate. Pistol is very, very, very excited about Ascot, the return of Ascot. He says it's maybe the best betting meeting of the year. Daylight savings kicked in, so we could be going to 9 o'clock. It could be a marathon.
Kind of like a fight. He's like a professional fighter. Like he's gone into fight camp today. Like he's like I'm not doing the show. I've got to get into Ascot. He's very sick. The mailbag.com.au. You can get information, betting advice all across the country from L Bowles to Cotton King. But you can get Peter's stuff race by race at Caulfield and Peter's full race by race preview with a staking plan at Ascot as it returns. Shares available in ponies, plenty of them. There's I'd say the best value opportunity right now for you guys is either Elsie May or Umgawa, both ticking over, both at the races before you know it. But there's plenty there. Vale Mountains, it's theft, to be honest. If you want to get involved, jono at themailbag.com.au. If you just want to find out more, hit him up and you can become part of our email database where you get an even more rogue show most Fridays featuring Jonathan and I, plus some more betting information throughout the week. Boys, hope you enjoyed the show. Guys at home, like whilst I'm saying Vinrock is just unload responsibly, please gamble responsibly. If it's not fun, don't do it. If you're not good at it, stop doing it. And just enjoy yourselves, gamble responsibly. Be nice to each other, and bye for now.